going on, my young Jedis? Welcome back to the show again. I don't fall down here. I got ahead of myself. I always do that. I knew that's why I wanted to use my guitar for this, so I wouldn't be in no hurry. This guitar's got to be out of here by Friday. Today, right now, I don't know when you'll see this, but right now it's Wednesday. And I got ahead of myself. After you flatten the frets, okay, before you crown, you got to put the arch back in those frets. I'll bring you over here and show you up close. It's a 12. This guitar's got a 12 radius in it. So I took a 12 sanding block, radius sanding block, marked all the frets blue again, and I got sandpaper on here. I just started running over until the sanding block was removing all of the blue from every fret. That way I knew I was still flat, maintained my levelness, and I knew the arch, the 12, was back in there. Let me move the camera over here closer and we'll get in. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and we'll get into crowning these suckers. Hold on. Okay, well, like I said, this has got a 12-inch radius in it. I just took this gauge and gauged it. 12 inches, what it is. And I took a number 12 sanding block. It's got sandpaper on it. Started sanding down here. So I started down at the hole and I'd sand all the way up. I'll mark the frets all blue first. And then I started to sand, and at first it started removing the blue on the ends of the frets, both ends. And as I kept going, it finally started to remove the blue in the center of each fret. I knew then I had my radius back in the frets without losing the flatness, you know, by coloring them blue like that. So I did that, and I've already started crowning. I'm down to the 4th fret here now on the crowning. I've got a diamond grit crowning file here. It's got 2 grits in it. One grit is this is 350 grits right here, okay? I go over every fret, color them blue again, pull this out, turn it around, and it's 300 grit on this side. And I color the frets blue again, go over them again with the lighter grit, leaving a very minute line across the very tops of every fret to assure me that I've still got that flatness, levelness that we worked so hard. I worked a sweat up getting it, in fact. But that's where we are now. I'm on the 4th fret. In fact, that 4th fret needs a little bit more. But just to give you a little idea of what's going on, what this is like. Now, these diamond grit files, you can file away from you and in both directions. And like I say, they will eat frets up. You can really move fast with these files. That's why I prefer them over the old ones like I used to use for years. It doesn't take very long to put a crown on the frets with these files. There, I mean, I'm there. I got the little line over the center, and I can feel that's just every now and then I have to take a wire brush and clean that out, or just usually just bang it on the table. You can probably hear when this file bites in. There, it's not. And it's starting to. Well, there, it's starting to bite in pretty good. You can hear the difference in it. When you hear it starting to bite in, you start seeing blue go away really fast. Like I say, I got to go down every fret, sweep it off, color every fret blue again, and then swap this over to 300 grit. And go over, you color the frets blue, go over every one of them again, leaving that little tiny line across the center of the top of every fret, which assures me, as I've said, that I've maintained that levelness, flatness. So I'll bring you back when I get a little bit farther along and keep you up to date. That's what's happening so far. Just a word of warning. If you purchase these crowning files from StewMac and you work on guitars, regular guitars, now I'm using the medium one here because this is a jumbo guitar. It's got jumbo frets. But if you work on regular guitars with regular frets, not jumbo, or mandolins or banjos or pretty much anything else, and you order this medium, it's going to be too big. That medium's for jumbo frets or electric bass guitars. And what I've found from experience is you want to order the thin. It'll say thin right there. I've got one right here. Do you want to see a narrow? I'm sorry. I'm glad I pulled that out because it says narrow here instead of thin. And that's what you want to work on regular guitars, banjos, mandolins, whatever. I don't know why. Well, yeah, I do know why StewMac does that, because I won't say why, but they're bastards. That's why they do it. It's a money thing. Anyways, be aware of that if you purchase these files. You probably want to purchase a narrow one. If you go with a medium thinking it's going to fit every guitar, you're mistaken. You probably can't see it, but there's a very light blue line across the very center of every fret. I doubt you can see it because of the light. I didn't scar that fretboard up like that. If you remember, that's the way it was. Anyways, that little blue line in the center of every fret assures me that we still are flat and level. Okay, I gotta switch grits in the crowning file, mark them all blue, sweep that off, mark them all blue again, and go at it one more time. Well, folks, we have crowned frets. That's what we've got. Crowned frets. So, I got to mark those. No, I'm not. I got to get the sandpaper out now, and like I say, I'm going to start with about 1,000 grit. Go over every fret with 1,000 grit. Go over every fret with 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and then we're going to polish the frets with this Happage semi-chrome polish. So it's already starting to look pretty good. No more dents. Dents all gone. So I've decided to go with an 800 grit paper. You can feel it when it starts to bite in. You can feel it when it's sanded. It starts to actually get smoother. Probably you can even hear a difference in it. And I want to go from 800 up to 1,000, and 1,200, 1,500, and 2,000. And I might go 25. I don't know yet. But these little fret protectors are dandy for keeping your place. You won't forget where you are. Still got a little bit of blue on there yet, so I know that I am within my specs, so to speak. You don't have to worry about losing your flatness doing this, because sandpaper is so light. I mean, you're not going to change that much, take that much off. I'm just taking a tiny bit off of the fret with this stuff, just getting out the file marks, and I want those frets to look like a piece of glass when it's through. They should feel that way when you play it too. like I say, a lot of luthiers around this area, you get your instrument back and it's all scratchy and scrapey when you bend the string, and they'll tell you, play it, just play it, it'll wear off, just keep playing it. Can't believe, man, some of the prices people are paying to be told that. You know, whoever does your frets, it's their responsibility to make those frets like brand new frets, not play it until it gets slick. So I think anyways, you get the idea. Let's polish each fret, sand each fret until you feel little to no more drag on that fret with the paper. And move to the next fret, the next when you get them all. Then switch to, I'll switch from 800 grit to 1000 grit and do all the frets again, all the way up to 2000, and I'll bring you back then. So I'm just using this, it's called Happich, H-A-P-P-I-C-H, semi-chrome polish. And I done went over all the frets, just touching them up a little bit. A lot of you have asked me about using a Dremel tool to polish frets. I don't like to. I wouldn't recommend doing it, especially if you're just starting out doing this stuff. One thing is because of the heat buildup, but it's just, I don't know, it's not a good idea. I mean, it's not going to hurt to do a little bit of work, you know what I mean? Put a little elbow grease into it. You'll feel a lot better. You'll be able to do a lot better job. Be able to get down in the sides of the frets here on both sides. I always take my fingernail and kind of polish the sides of them too. You can't get in there with the Dremel tool without getting again the fretboard itself. So I wouldn't recommend that. I don't recommend a Dremel tool for polishing frets. It's fast, but you know, fast is good as long as you don't jeopardize the quality of the work or take chances of, you know, heating a fret up and making it pop out, and then your whole job's ruined. You got to start all over. You know, one bad fret in the bunch spoils the whole thing, man. I still got to put linseed oil on this board, but I'll get the camera here just in a minute to show you what these frets look like. Pretty pleased with them. Well, I'm pleased with all my fret jobs now that I think about it. Yeah, like I say, I'm not talking bad about luthiers. I don't have a thing against luthiers. I've learned a lot from them. I'm talking bad about the ones that charge these people 80 or 100 bucks for a fret dressing, and they get them back and they're real scrapey frets, man. When you do a bend on them, it's a shitty thing to do to somebody. Charge them for that and not give them the quality of work that they're paying for. You're going to get your hands a little bit dirty. Mine's a little bit clean now after handling the chrome polish. Let me go wash my hands and I'll get the camera in hand here and bring you down here to show you these frets. Hold on. If you pay for a fret job and they don't come back looking like that, if they're all scarred up or got scratches on them, there's a good chance you've been reamed. There's something reflecting there that looks like scratches, but it moves with the camera. I'm sure you can see it there. I still got to put linseed oil on the board. And like I say, there's all those file marks in the fretboard. I did not do that. I could sand those away and make that fretboard look so sweet, man. But I wasn't told to do that, you know, and I've learned a lesson the hard way. That you don't do anything the customer does not tell you, or that you did not agree with the customer on doing. you just don't do it. I have to do some cleanup around that nut, where the nut goes, before I put it back in. But check that out, man. I think that's a pretty good job on those frets. Pretty slick. There's no scratches. They look like a mirror image. They look pretty good, I think. And the good thing is, when he bends the string, it's going to slide just like it's sliding on glass. On any fret. All frets. The binding on this guitar, I can see right here where the binding is broke there and it came loose, and someone glued it, looks to me like, with a hot glue gun. And just now, when I was polishing the frets across, there's a break in the binding over here, right there. I doubt if I can get the camera on it, but it popped loose about, there's another place. You can see right there it's loose. I'm going to put a drop of CA glue in that. And it came loose down here on me and I glued it back, but I see another place right there. I wish I could get that for you. Now I lost it right there. See that? I'll fix it. I'll drop some CA glue in there. But I wanted to show you those frets. That's all for today. Like I say, this is Wednesday. Tomorrow night I'll put some linseed on the board. We'll string it up, see what it sounds like and how it plays, and set. There again, I wasn't told to set it up. You know, the action on this thing was 7/64 on the bass side, 6/64 on the treble side, and I think if he knew how much easier I could make this guitar play, he wouldn't have any complaint with me setting it up a little bit better than it was. 0.003 neck relief, man, that's no good. It didn't, well, yeah, it did buzz, but it was on these frets that were bad. But you know, I might set it up a little better than it was, and if he don't like it, then I'll just I can change it right there and then. But anyways, there's the frets, there's the video. Hold on, we'll talk about this thing a little bit. So y'all, man, tomorrow we will put a little linseed on the board and clean it up some. I just now glued that piece of binding, and we'll tune it up, string it up, and set it up, and check everything out. I'm sure everything's going to be much better. I've got to work on cleaning this up here in the nut a little bit. We'll do all that tomorrow, put the nut back in, string it all up, and listen to that old-time Gibson sound. Man, only a Gibson has it. And this one does have it. It's a good sounding guitar. What little bit I could hear it, you know, from the frets not buzzing. But it's going to be really nice, I think. So there'll be one more video on this series. I'm sure there again I've left out a bunch of crap. So if you guys want to chime in down in the comments below, anything that I might have forgot or left out. Can't think of anything right now. Be careful with your crowning files. If you buy those I showed you from StewMac. I don't know what I did with it. Anyways, get the narrow one. Don't get the medium one unless you want to. If you want to work on electric basses or jumbo frets, then you want the medium one. And that's screwed up because it's too big to use on, you know, regular guitar frets. Anyways, thank you all for sticking with me through this. I hope someone picked a few tips up from it. We're not finished yet, but pretty much done with the frets. Like I say, tomorrow I'll oil the board all up, clean it up good. We'll clean this up, clean the nut up too, and glue it back in. And we'll see what this puppy sounds like. Tomorrow's Thursday. Should be able to finish it up and then take it back Friday. Or he'll probably pick it up Friday. He's got to play Saturday, so I know he's going to get it probably Friday. I'm sure Friday. That's all I can think of, folks. That's all I've got. So cheers to you. I'll see you on part 3. Cue ball. Yes, cue ball. She's doing very well. I've been walking her a lot in the daytime, taking her out, taking her on long walks, and we've been having pretty warm weather here, and it just, I guess it wears her out. She comes in at night and goes to sleep, and that's where she is now, asleep. So I can't give you no cue ball fix. I don't have everything here we need to do it with, And I apologize for that, but you cue ball junkies, you're going to see her again. Guaranteed, you will see her again. So keep it here. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you soon.